Hi, my name given at birth is Kenesha.
My name given at birth is Bunyamin.
I was born and raised in Antwerp, Belgium.
I'm born and raised in Ghent, Belgium.
I'm half Belgian, half African American.
I'm from Turkish origin.
I'm 24 years old.
I'm 25 years old.
I am an only child.
I'm one of 7 children.
I am a Seventh-day Adventist.
I am a Muslim. I'm the first in my family to date and marry outside of my race.
I am not the first one in my family to date and marry outside of their race. Obviously. Okay, little disclaimer. We are filming this video before Ramadan. I just want to get that out of the way because I don't know if I'm touching or kissing my husband in this video. Now, today I want to talk a bit about us being in a interracial, interreligion, intercultural relationship and how we are, what we dealt with and where we are today. I will just give the topics that we're going to talk about, and I will put in the description box like at what time what topics start. So if you don't want to, listen to one specific topic, you can just skip and go to the however many minutes. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about obstacles, differences in upbringing, racist comments, secret relationship, when family makes you choose, insecurities because of family, and compromising. Let's start with differences in upbringing. So I was brought up to be a very strong individual and independent woman. Also, the male figure in my life, my dad, was very much independent himself, which I mean, he went to college and he traveled all over the world with basketball. So he cooks, he cleans, he washes his own stuff, he irons his own stuff. He can function on himself in a household until the end of time, is what I'm trying to say. And that is what I grew up with, and so what I was accustomed to. And also being an only child, it's very much my way or the highway because I do not have any siblings that I have to compromise for, or share with. I hate the word sharing. And I mean literally food, it's food. Other stuff I can share, but it's food that makes me very cringing. What I wanted at whatever time was what I got if, I was a good girl. Oh, and a lot of attention. Because again, I'm only child, I didn't have to fight for attention from anyone because, it's just me. So, it was wonderful.
So, my upbringing was seriously different. Because again, I have 6 siblings. I have one brother, which is the oldest, and then 2 older sisters and 3 younger sisters. For example, we didn't really have the option not to share. You have to get what you can before it's not there anymore. So, which is not a bad thing, which teaches you, to take what is yours. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, then you're hungry and no one's gonna cook for you separately. That's not gonna happen. So you better be at home when it's dinner time. There's a lot of good things to it as well because if you're in trouble, if there's anything, you have a lot of siblings to help you out. You have that really family atmosphere at home and a lot of people and their kids and when they come to visit. So every day it's you'll never feel alone, and I think it's good for my parents when they get older. They have 7 kids, so worst case scenario, one of them will look after. So other than that, when I have to compare, the attention that she'll get, that's divided by 7. For example, I don't have, she has 500 pictures of
childhood.
Yeah,
He's talking about
of her
childhood.
Yeah.
Not
Now
selfies,
it's 20,000 with selfies, which is, but childhood pictures, she has a ton of pictures.
And tapes.
And then, yeah, thank you. On the other hand, me, as a kid, as a baby, maybe total 5, maybe 4. That exists because I've seen just 2 or 3, but maybe a couple of them my grandparents
Turkey, yeah.
or in Turkey, so I don't really know, but the ones that I do know is just 2, 3 pictures, which is not a bad thing because I watched Oprah and she confirmed And I always use that because it is true. She said,
true.
if you don't have childhood pictures, that means your parents were really working hard. So, and that is true because my mom and my dad they were both working at the time. So, of course, if you have 7 kids, you better work both because you need money for 7 kids. It's really not easy.
Obstacles we had to overcome. It's mostly like from the outside perspective, I feel like. Just making it work between a Muslim and a non-Muslim.
Yeah, I think most of the obstacles, if you have a relationship, outside your race, outside your religion, it's really from the outside, 70%. It's just 30% that's going to be inside because you're so used to your morals and your culture and your ethnicity and the way you think.
Right, you gotta let that go a little bit.
So you have to have a lot of compromise there as well. But most of the obstacles is really outside.
Right.
Your family, what are they going to say? Your friends, what are they going to say? Especially if in your family it's like something new. Like it's not common that someone marries outside. Not only their race, but also then outside their religion. Because those are 2 separate things. Because you have outside your race, which could be still a Muslim, but just not a Turkish person.
Right.
Which in their eyes it's not so bad, you see. But then if it's outside the religion as well, that's icing on the cake. That's too much, and that's really what makes it challenging. The way you have to deal with that, because for me it's not a problem, you see, and that's why I'm saying 70-75%. It's going to be the outside, how you deal with that, how you take the shots, because a lot of people ask you questions, or some people will not like it. Some people will go further in talking to you or stop, so
and
it
that
is
ties
kind of
in with racist comments. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, came a lot from inside people. Like, oh, you're going to convert. He's going to make you wear a burqa. We're not going to be able to speak to you. You're not going to be able to wear your skinny jeans and your tank tops, and your arms are not supposed to be out there anymore. And my makeup, don't ruin it.
She looked beautiful.
I always look beautiful. It doesn't matter what.
See his eyes? His eyes? Yeah, we need to get you a burqa ASAP.
And I'm like, do you people know me? Because if you know me, you know I'm not down with any of that. I'm just not down with it. So the first time that I met his mom, I was like, please do not hold your breath to watch me or to wait for the day that I convert. Because as I feel like right now, I'm not interested in converting. I'm not looking into that. That's not something that sparks my interest. Just because I feel like I fell in love with him as he is, he fell in love with me as I am. So why would I want to change that? I'm very happy and very secure within my religion, and I don't feel like I need to change. This is my thing. I already have him. I already have a ring on my finger. I already have his last name. Why should I do that? And it was never a problem for him. Why are other people giving their 2 cents if it doesn't bother him? If it doesn't bother Benjamin, then everybody else should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I want to say that as politely as possible, and I would never expect him to convert for me either, so it's...
Maybe I will.
I'm saying I would never expect you to convert for... Because this is another thing. It's the worst thing ever if you're going to convert for a man or a woman. If you're going to convert for somebody else, your conversion is obsolete. It's bullshit. You can only convert for yourself, and that decision is completely up to you, and it's between you and God, nobody else. And racist comments on the street, the ladies, oh my God. I feel like a lot of Turkish girls that we saw in Europe, they were talking Turkish not knowing that he can speak Turkish. Like, look, oh my God, the day together, you're holding hands. What is she? Da, da, da. I'm like, really? Really? Do you have any racist comments from your side? I don't feel like.
Friends?
Yeah.
No,
I feel like no.
No, my friends, no, not really from my...
No, listen, his friends are down with the swirl. They would want to swirl themselves. They just love chicks. The secret relationship. This was very interesting because having a lot of Muslim girlfriends, I heard about all their trips in the back seat of the car and all that stuff. And I was like, really? That sounds like a lot of drama for nothing. A couple of years later, what do you know? I'm in the back seat of a car, lying down because we're driving through his hood, or I'm walking like 5 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember and she really disliked all of that. But it
'Cause
didn't
I'm
take
like-
that long. It wasn't
I'm like,
that long.
listen, I'm with you or I'm not with you. I'm not down with all that.
But if you're dating a Muslim and in the beginning, if he's acting like that, it's a good sign. But if that takes too long, years, that's not a good sign. But like in the beginning, he really just wants to protect the relationship because he doesn't want everybody to know, because he wants to be secure first to make sure that, can I have a future with this lady, and then take it from there. And then it wasn't that. I mean, maybe the first 6 months, something like that, maybe a little bit more. Yo, you tripping?
It wasn't 6 months, baby.
How long?
It was a year.
Okay, it's a year. 6
months to a year.
Okay, maybe yeah, between six months and a year.
Yeah.
That's really just to
But
protect the
it was only like
relationship,
in Ghent. He's obviously he just.
Yeah, it was just in my
It
city
wasn't in Antwerp.
I didn't want everybody to know in the beginning because I don't know, I just don't feel like.
He has 500 million family members there, and with family members, it's even the cousin from the brother with the aunt, and the nephew with the aunt, and the daughter of the mother of the grandma, and they're all there. But yeah, the secret, it weighs heavy on the person who is not used to all that, and on the person who maybe has been in relationships where they can just, walk freely and do whatever. It weighs heavy because you don't know, when it's going to stop. Is it only going to stop when the parents know? Is it only going to stop when it's fully accepted? Does he or she really love you if it's secretive? I mean, obviously, you feel that they do, but it's just insecurities in your own head because of the fact that you have to keep it visually secret like that. Because I mean, like online and stuff, people could clearly see we were an item. The next topic is when family makes you choose. Now I just want to make very clear, like, our family, they did not make us choose. I just made it very clear to Benjamin that from my side, he had nothing to worry about, because if my family made me choose between them as my parents or him, I would always choose him, even if we were only dating for 2 years or 4 years or 6 years. I couldn't care less, because first of all, if you love me, you would support me in my decisions, and you would trust in yourself enough that you raised me to be a smart person to make the right decisions. Second of all, that would have been the most hypocritical thing of them to do, because obviously my mom is white and my dad is black, and when they got together, it was in the period that it was hard for them. So that would have been the craziest thing. If they told me like, no, it's not, I would have been like, I'm a product of your international mixed love, so why can't I do my own thing and have this international and mixed love? So it wouldn't have made sense. What do you think?
Yeah, it happens a lot, but I think like white families have that too. Not really specifically Muslims, but a lot of white families that have that old mindset. But the Muslims, it's more about, if it's a Muslim, it's okay. If it's the same race, it's even better, type of thing. But I mean, they really want the person you marry to be a Muslim. That's really so it's not really attached to a race. There's a lot of other races within the Islamic religion that also want to only marry, like Turkish people. A lot of Turkish people, if you marry outside the religion, it's like that's a really bad thing. So I mean, that's like a taboo.
So you're
it still
a bad
exists. Yeah, that's what they say. If the family makes you choose, I think the family is not really thinking about you anymore. They're more thinking about their name and themselves. You see, because if you love your kid and you have to, of course, if the person that your kid wants to marry is a bad person, again, that would have nothing to do with the religion again. But I'm just saying, and of course, if the person is bad and you know the record of that person, stuff like that, then as a parent, to protect your child, you can say, no, that's not going to happen. And then maybe then you can make them choose, and, with a lot of arguments, come with proof, and, show them why you feel like that. But just because it's a different religion or a different race, for that specific reason, that really shows that you're not thinking about your child, really. And you're focusing on yourself and your name and your reputation and all that bullshit, actually. Because if people are going to think bad about you because you marry outside your race, something's wrong with the people. It's not, nothing's wrong with you. So some of my family members, of course, they were not really happy about it in the beginning. At the end of it, all of them, you know, they're cool with it. They don't have any issues with it. It's just that
his mom loves me. Like the first time she met me, we were dating for a year and a half. She absolutely fell in love with my ass. I had such a good vibe with her.
But yeah, no, everyone's cool with it. It's just in the beginning. And again, I'm really happy it turned out good, because in a lot of Turkish families or whatever,
right,
like conservative families, they really don't accept that. Like they're like, no, you gotta choose. It's us or whoever you want to marry, and you're getting in trouble for it, because now you probably choose for that person because, you know, your future is more important than anything.
The other topic is insecurities because of family. When we were dating in the beginning, I mean, I'm a very secure person, secure within myself and within our relationship. But Benjamin had told one of his family members, and we were not dating that long. It was like 4 or 5 months into a relationship. And he lied about it. He was like, because he wanted to make it like, you know, look like we were dating for a longer period of time. He's like, yeah, no, we've been dating for like 7-8 months now and this and that. And that family member was like, it's not gonna work. You know, parents are not going to love it. They're not going to be with this whole shebang that you're doing. Why would you make it, you know, hard on yourself? Why would you go outside of your race and your religion? There's a lot of compromise. There's a lot of you know, struggle. And Benjamin came back to me and he told me what that family member had said, and I just remember feeling super scared that he was going to end the relationship, just because I had no idea of knowing how much he valued the opinion of this specific family member. You know, I don't know how tight they were or how much he looked up to that person. So I was like, okay, this might be the end of us.
The thing is, you know, don't get me wrong though, like you'll have family members that'll say stuff like that and they don't care, but then you have family members, they're really thinking about the future and how hard it is going to be for you, because they realize, because they're older, they realize outside religion, outside race, it's going to be hard because it's totally different. You're going to have kids, what are you going to do? They were thinking really outside the box and really like in the future, which I don't blame them because it's not going to be easy. But the thing is, when you give your opinion like that, it's important to put that person that's in the situation center, not yourself, not the family, nothing, but the person. And if you do that, you're not going to say stuff like that, you see. But it's a mix between really caring about you and also caring about the family and the person that's saying that itself. It's a mix of that, and that's why, you know, people will say stuff like that. But it was coming from a good place, so I took that. But I just you know, I just thought about it a lot. But I was very secure about myself. So I think that was a really key thing to the relationship succeeding, because I was so secure about myself, and I knew her, I knew myself, and I think that's the key thing, that if you know yourself, like that's the thing. A lot of people are in search of themselves, learning how they react in certain situations, and if you already know yourself and you know you've been through the whole mission of finding yourself, you're really secure. And once you're secure, that's the key. You can do anything in the world. Then you'll still listen to opinions, but it's not really going to affect your decisions at the end of the day. No one will know better what's better for you, because they're not in your shoes.
The last topic is compromising.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. On both sides. It's on both sides. Maybe even more on her side, because I'm still like that conservative type of
But he's
person.
gotten better.
I'm way better now, but I'm still like.
But he's very much like, woman, where's my food? Hear me roar. And I'm like, excuse me, what? I don't feel like cooking today. The refrigerator is right there. You know where the pots and pans are. Do your thing, boo-boo. Do your thing, okay? But it's gotten a lot better. But not only, you know, in daily life stuff, but I'm just thinking right now about Ramadan, because obviously it starts tomorrow. But obviously I'm not Muslim, but still I'm doing Ramadan. This is my 3rd year, because I started in 2013.
And let me interrupt you here, because a lot of viewers will be like, yeah, it already started. You see, no, I always told her she doesn't, like, if she feels that I am pushing it or something like that, because I'm definitely not, then I don't want her to do it. And most of the time when she's like, she's hungry or something like that, I always tell her, look, you can do Ramadan, just drink water, just don't eat. Because I really love the fact that she's doing it just out of respect, so that I'm not alone, so that I don't feel alone at home, which is amazing, because that was her idea. I never told her anything in that nature, so it really comes from a good place. But I always told her, like, if you want, just drink water. That way, you're still fasting, but you're just drinking water.
Right, but I feel like I'm not fasting. I don't want to do that.
So I'm just letting you guys know
right.
This is her decision, because, before you start writing comments, boom, 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 boom.
Because we've been together since 2008, so obviously I've not been doing it since we started dating. I just refuse to be that wife where my husband is fasting and I'm going into the restroom to eat, a sandwich and to have a quick drink and put it there. I refuse to be that wife. I'm not putting anybody down if they're like in an interreligious relationship and they do choose to stay away from fasting. That's fine. That's your decision. I'm just saying I didn't want to be that person. We're a team, so whatever you're down with, I'm down with. Compromising is also, I don't know where we were. Compromising is also like with food and stuff with us. As you know, Muslims have to eat halal food. For people who don't know what that is, could you explain like very briefly?
There's a ritual way of slaughtering the animal, which it doesn't have to feel the pain. It has to be like a cage-free animal. It's like kosher food, but the Jewish is a little similar.
And they have to kill it like in one smooth...
Yeah, it's like the process of slaughtering the animal is like very fast, so that the animal has the least pain, doesn't feel any pain.
And upside down, so that...
all the blood comes out, stuff
immediately.
Like that.
Yeah. And they have to say the phrase...
Allahu Akbar.
Before.
God is great, and just Bismillah in the name of God, and just...
which is only for meat. Muslims do not eat pork. Seventh-day Adventists do not eat pork. We also don't eat shellfish. Shellfish is like pork, and it's not clean. I will still eat like chicken or steak when we're out in a restaurant, and the restaurant is not halal. Benjamin will only eat fish. And like around the house, sometimes there's compromising in which I ask him, whomever comes out of the bed the latest has to make the bed. Bring your dishes to the sink. And for him, it's already a lot just because he's not used to that. And for me, it's like so easy that I shouldn't even ask that. And then I want to go above and beyond that, If there's dishes in the sink, just wash them once in a while. It's just stuff like that we have to compromise on, because that's not how he was raised, and that's not how I was raised. So, you want to say something else, or?
No, I think we got all the topics, the hot topics,
right?
That are
for us, yeah. So
that are relevant to us. So.
Questions about interracial, interreligion, intercultural. Definitely leave them all down below, and we might do like a Q&A type of video next time, if we have questions at all after this video.
Yeah, that was it. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys are in a similar situation that you can, benefit from this video. That's why we really do this. And if you have any questions, always comment, and don't forget to subscribe, like. And
just know that it doesn't really matter what your environment says, guys. If you guys love each other and you feel like you really can make it work, just go for it. Love is always,
it's stronger.
Hard, beautiful, strong. I mean, we're 7+ years into this relationship. We've been married now just a couple of days over a year.
That's the thing. If it's not going to be easy, but if the love is strong, it overcomes all of that. So that's why just make sure it's on both sides, that you guys love each other and are prepared to do anything, and that will make it way easier. So I mean, that's really the thing. So don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy, because it's two different type of people with different backgrounds. But that's the beauty of it. It's a challenge, and you have to take the challenge, and then you learn from each other a lot in different ways, and then you'll grow together, which is a beautiful thing. So I mean.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe, and see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.